take your sunglasses off. It's
Thanks.
you're getting a glare.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Live with Brinkofspeed and Octane Hour.
Hello, everybody.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Happy. Yes. See, I wore my shirt that I...
You didn't get the memo last week.
I didn't get the memo last week. I found my T-shirt. Now you guys are wearing your different shirts.
Yeah. And now we're going to talk about the Zora tonight.
Now we're going to talk about the Zora. So now
make a new shirt.
ZR1, I need a new shirt.
Will it be a disappointment with crazy horsepower? That's the subject. We'll get into that later.
For sure. But hey, how's everybody doing?
Yeah.
Good? Yep. Look everybody on. Look how... Yeah.
Dr. Corvette's on. Professor Corvette's on. I feel like we have PhDs in Corvettes.
We do.
Hear those
That's
two
right.
names.
That's right.
Let's see. Shiny Fenders, Randall Swanson.
Hooks, Great White North, General Lee.
Michael Romolo.
Davy Jones. How's it going, Davy?
Butch Winslow, is he the one that won the car?
Yep, Philip.
He's already got, he says 7,400 miles on his car.
Nice.
What?
Awesome.
Wait, stop. Record scratch. What?
Yeah.
Who has 7,400 miles on his C8?
Butch, the guy that won
the one that won
car.
the Sprint Car Hall of Fame, Red Mist Z06.
Yeah.
Yeah, Philip. He goes by Butch.
I was going to say, you're confusing me. Philip's got how...
7,400, he said.
On that car. Wow.
Yep.
Okay, 7,400 miles.
He just should follow.
It's a 2024.
Yeah, he's only
right?
had it for about 8 months.
Yeah.
Holy... No, sorry. No, that's... I mean... Like Davy Jones was getting on me last night. He says, "Mark, when's your next oil change due?" I'm like, "Well," he says, "Mark, you got to get it done." And he says you got to get it done every year, and 2 years for the free one.
Oh, because it looks so
2 years for the free one.
For the free one.
Well, no, 2 years. If you go past 2 years, so Davy's like on me. He says, "Mark, you either got to drive your car or bring your car in with 2,500 miles next February because that's my 2-year mark." That's when I have to get my oil change, my free oil change with the free DCT canister filter.
But I read an article about that today, about the whole DCT argument. Everybody's like, I got to go change my oil quickly because of all the problems the DCTs are having. Well, according to the GM engineers, they say you don't want to do it until 7,500 miles because that's the break-in period for the DCT. And if you do it before that, then all of those metal shavings and things are going to happen again. And you don't want that to happen after you change that canister.
Yeah, so what the recommendation is you change your canister after 2 years, get it free, but then when you hit 7,500 again...
You got to do it again.
Do it again, yeah, and you got to bite the bullet. And I understand the filter's like $250, Davey, right? And
it's not that bad.
And each quart, and then before that 7,500, you got to get the 13 quarts done of oil in the transmission replaced, and each one of those is like $60.
But just think.
What?
After driving your car for only 2 years, barely putting any miles on it, you're only having to spend $250.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not that bad.
That's $250. Well, I'll get it free for the first time, but then $7,500.
His tires will be out of date before he needs another
Oh,
oil
that's
change.
true. You won't even ever hit 7,500, so you won't be spending
My tires will be date coded, expired, like a gallon of milk. They'll be expired. Yep, you're right. But Davy's like, got to put more mileage on it.
Yeah. Michael says he just got to 1,800 miles. What year's your C8? And everybody else is on. Doug Hooks, Keith French, General Lee, Great White North Corvette. Keith, I already said Keith French. Joey B. We got a good crowd. Hey,
Davey, you want to answer Keith French's question about changing the transmission fluid at 7,500? I do believe they do that. So, yeah. And so, Keith, they actually do that. It's not. We're not talking about the first change. They just give you the filter, right? And they do the filter. But at 7,500, you do have to do an entire new oil in the DCT.
Right.
So, yep.
All right, let's make sure this works this time. I think I got everything, all the bugs
we worked out from last week. We were running kind of blind last week.
Yeah.
All
Let's see if it pops up. Yep. Okay,
Good.
So guys, you know that we are brought to you by the National Corvette Museum Insurance Company. As you see, there's a Ferrari Pista right there that you're seeing on the screen. So it is not just for Corvettes, even though it is the Corvette Museum Insurance. So the way that this works, if you've never heard of it before and you have a collectible car and you also have a daily driver besides that collectible car, you can get this insurance. You also need a garage to put that collectible car in, and you need to be willing to only drive it 6,000 miles or less a year. But it's amazing insurance. They do a agreed value. So if you think your car is worth X and you think another insurance company would only give you quite a bit less than that if you were to total the car or it gets stolen or whatever, NCM will agree with you on whatever you think the car is worth to a certain extent. They're not going to value it,
Keyword is agreed.
Yeah,
both
thousands
parties.
and thousands
you agree.
above.
You agree, yes.
But as long as you guys agree, then you get that for your car if it's ever totaled or stolen.
Yeah, that agreed value is very beneficial for people that put aftermarket parts and accessories because you'll get that money back.
Exactly.
Professor Corvette, I don't know that anybody personally that's had an NCM insurance claim, but we've talked to many that have had.
We do.
And I mean, it's not like my
Joe
friends
Lamb's
or anything.
friend.
Joe Lamb's friend has had
theft,
it, and
didn't
it's
He had
all good.
3 claims with NCM.
Yeah.
One was theft, one was water damage, and the other one, I don't remember what it was. But they took care of him amazingly on all 3 claims.
Okay.
So we heard that firsthand while we were in Bowling Green Carlisle at Corvettes of Carlisle one night at dinner. So
Okay.
anyway, yeah, it's good stuff. But check them out. Go to the get a quote button right here. Fill out the information. Make sure, please, to put BOS 2024 in there so they know you came from us. And then they will shoot you back an email with some questions. As soon as you answer those questions, they'll give you a call as soon as they have a free moment and get you all signed up.
And, and then do they raise your premiums after the claim? There's a lot of factors that go into that, so we don't get into that. But I don't think so. If you have frequency, they might cancel you, but that's like with any insurance company. So that is something you'd have to ask the NCM when you do your quotes. So if I have a claim, will my what's the rules on what my premium might go up on?
Right.
So we do know people have had huge claims, an entire Z06, $150,000 claim, and it's covered. So there's never been a problem. We've never heard a single problem with NCM.
So
but
guys,
anyway,
real quick, I'm going to introduce something new to you. I haven't even told these guys about it.
Well, my contract calls for no change, no trade clause. What is that?
Have you guys noticed anything new in the chat section?
What? Let me see.
Look at your chat.
In the chat section.
What's different?
I see a heart down
stars.
there.
Exactly.
I don't know what that means.
Well, I'm about to explain.
You see what? What am I seeing here?
The blue stars.
See that? Green
yes.
with a blue star.
What's the blue star?
And look at my screen right here. What does it say right here?
Blue star.
Thumbs up squad.
Oh,
Professor Corvette's part of the thumbs up squad.
Oh, so if you're part of the
so guys,
cool.
YouTube put a lot of pressure on me recently to have a join button. You go on those big channels, they have the join button. They want the small channels to do it too. This was not my idea, but it's kind of fun. So
what does that mean?
You can now join. Professor Corvette has done it, obviously. He has a white and blue star next to his name.
Yeah.
He's part of the thumbs up squad. There's like 3 different levels that you can join under. I haven't gotten fancy with it. I haven't even
What's the
fooled around
point of
with
it then again? Why does Professor
it supports the channel more. You pay a little extra.
Okay.
Cool. It's like a monthly goal, or you give monthly to the channel.
Okay.
Is what it is.
Cool.
So I just thought I'd throw that in there. I didn't see it last week, so I didn't say anything last week. This week I see it, so I figured I'd just throw that out there.
Very
also,
nice.
if you guys haven't smashed the thumbs up button, please do so. It really helps YouTube know that you're enjoying the content and helps support the channel as well. So last week was interesting for me all the way up until today. We had sickness in the house. My wife was pretty ill with acute bronchitis, and I was taking care of her and Charlie, and luckily Charlie didn't get sick. I felt a little under the weather, but I feel much better. But it didn't allow me to do any videos in the past 7 days.
We were missing. Mike, I kept checking. Every day I checked for the next Brinkofspeed video, and it wasn't there. So
I'm sorry. I had a few videos in mind that I was trying to do, and I just couldn't do them.
That's fine.
So the last 2 videos are still the same as last week. So there's nothing new there. But if you haven't seen them, they are the C8 ZR1 price, my prediction, and then the 2025 C8 production starting last Monday, or 2 Mondays ago. All right, so before we get to the main subject, let's go over a really nice article from Jeremy Wellborne.
Yeah, what? I must have missed that. Did that just come out?
I think it was today. No.
Because I follow him on his YouTube channel, because he's always got pretty
good
videos. He doesn't do a lot.
It doesn't say a date on it for some reason. It usually says...
No, that's fine. What did he say?
Interesting.
What did he say?
Anyway, he wanted to talk about some speculation that was going on with the Zora models that you see here out on, or I should say Zora models. We don't know if they're truly Zora models that you see at the Nurburgring. But there's speculation that we could be getting a LT6 in the rear instead of the LT7, and then the front motor up front equaling about 830 horsepower. But he has a very nice way of showing why he doesn't agree with that. So
Jeremy doesn't agree with that.
Yeah, it talks about that all in here, but then when you go down and you scroll further down, he actually does something really cool. He shows that he took pictures of the E-Ray cutout car, the Z06 cutout car, and the ZR1 cutout car. And then he actually does a GIF, which I can maybe show you, but right now I'll just show you this.
What is he comparing the guts of the 3 cars, the cutaways?
So when he got to the ZR1, he took a photo from the E-Ray with the electric motor and put it
superimposed it into the ZR1,
and it looks like it fits perfect.
Yeah,
and it looks like it goes very well in there. But if you look at the Z06, which I think is right here, if you look at the Z06,
what's he saying?
It doesn't look like there would be a spot for that electric motor, is what he's trying to say. So I guess what he's ultimately saying is he doesn't believe that this thing that's out on the Nurburgring has an LT6. It has the LT7, and the piping in the LT or in the Z06 and the piping in the ZR1 are very important, not only for the front motor, but also because of the new twin turbos and having the extra cooling in the front as well that the Z06 does not have, that the ZR1 has. So it's a really great article. I figured I'd pull it up. He doesn't say he knows he's right.
Well, what's he saying? Bottom line, he's saying what?
He's saying he believes that what we are seeing out on the Nurburgring has an LT7 and a front motor equaling over 1,200 horsepower.
Which is what we think the Zora will be.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is what we've always said we thought the Zora would be.
Okay. Because some people were saying, okay, maybe it's going to be the LT6 motor with the electric front.
Right. Which actually would make sense, too, because they, when they first started talking about the ZR1, everybody thought it would be anywhere between 800 and 850 horsepower. And if you take 670 and 160, I believe that's 830, right? So 830 horsepower is what that car would be, which is right there. And it would be all-wheel drive, so it would still be a very awesome build.
Yep.
It wouldn't be quite what the ZR1 is.
Let's get the ZR1 out first before we get too crazy about the Zora, but yeah.
Of course. But it's cool because he also shows on here the speculation of what we thought things would be and what they ended up as.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it's really good when you talk about the Z06 because it says the Z06 was 11%, almost 11.6. Yep. Higher than what we thought it was going to be. The E-Ray was 9.17% higher than what we thought it was going to be for horsepower. And the ZR1 was 25%.
I mean, people are going to lose their mind in the ZR1. I mean,
they are.
It's
insane.
It's almost too much for just rear-wheel drive, right?
And then he says, what the Zora could be, 1,200 plus horsepower. So it's like I said, it's a really great article. I think everybody should read it. And again, they're always linked below in the description, so you can check those out.
Very neat.
This is also really, really cool. I think this was from Mike Ferman. Mike Ferman caught that they are testing the ZR1 again at the ring and a Z06 as well. They have both out there. And there's a certain day that was about to come up where each car gets 10 minutes before the next car is allowed to go on the track.
Yeah.
And I believe the Z06 and the ZR1 were both going to be in that session. Now, they weren't going to be driven by GM people, though.
Oh.
Excuse me. They were going to be driven by a driver that is very familiar with that track by a different manufacturer, I believe. But the reason why it's exciting is even though it's not going to come from GM, we may be getting official Nurburgring times from both the Z06 and the ZR1. Which
would be great because we never
really cool.
Corvette history has been checkered with that Nurburgring time, you know?
Yes. So that ZR1 was pretty cool. It had the American flag on that engine scoop or the cooling scoop.
I still love that muffler system. I think I want that muffler system on my
you should put it on your
78
Trailblazer.
pace car. My Trailblazer.
Yeah,
I'll put it on my Trailblazer. Me and Clarence will put it on our Trailblazer.
Right. So there's some interesting comments in here. Definitely check that out. That article out.
Yep.
But I like it that we may have a ZR1 / Z06 time, and even if we don't get the ZR1, maybe we'll get a Z06, and that would be amazing.
That would be Yep.
Very,
what's the actual lap time? What's the
marker
to get around the Nurburgring?
How many miles or
no? Time? How long does it take to go around?
Well, sub 7 is considered a great number.
Yeah, that's right. 7 minutes. Right. Okay.
Yeah, and I could be way off, but my feeling about the C8 Z06 has always been that it could get probably into the low 650s, is what I think. And then the ZR1, I think low 640s. So.
And the record is 6 minutes and
35 seconds.
35 seconds for a Porsche.
No.
What is it?
Mercedes AMG 1.
Oh.
It's a $2.8 million Mercedes.
Yeah, it's basically a race car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an incredible car.
And who comes in second? You know?
The Porsche GT2 RS Club Sport, I think is what it's called.
Oh, God.
It comes in at 641, I think.
Yeah. And how much over sticker are those cars going for?
Well, that's like a one of like 10 cars or something.
Yeah.
They only make... the GT2 RS all by itself is only one of like 70 cars. No, I think it's like 70.
No, I think they made 1,000 of them.
Are you sure it's 1,000?
Yeah, 1,000 over 2 years. I was just watching something on it.
Okay. It's very low. So maybe the club is more like 100 or something.
And the markup at the Porsche dealership.
Oh, gigantic.
Crazy high.
Yeah,
that makes
100,000 or more.
Yeah, 100,000. Yeah.
Yep. Any comments on here that you guys have seen that we should address, talking about what we're talking about right now? I've been doing all the rest.
Dr. Corvette talked about the new tires, which you have, which I don't even know anything about that, to be honest.
Yeah, Dr. Corvette, we are going to talk about those. In fact, that's the next subject. So, awesome. There was a really great article, again, on the Mid-Engine Corvette Forum, talking about how Taz Juchter had mentioned that the ZR1 has a better 4S and Cup 2R tire than what goes on the Z06 and E-Ray. And the reason why it had to be stiffened up and made higher quality for the 1,200 pounds of downforce.
Wow.
So when that ZR1 hits the super high speeds and is pushing that hard on those tires, the regular 4S and Cup 2Rs were not handling it.
So does that mean it's a different model? Cup 2S?
I think it's called the 4S. The S4S, I think, is what it's called.
Oh my gosh! So they do have a new
on here.
A new.
Sounds like it's more expensive to me.
Sounds a lot more expensive. Yeah, yes,
you are correct. But the good news is the whole reason for this article is that very soon you should be able to get those exact tires on your Z06 and E-Ray as well.
Oh, you can go and buy them.
You can get them.
Which would make sense.
From GM, I think you can get them.
Especially if you're a guy that's going to be running high speed,
like
mile or
Jose.
half mile. Yeah. A little bit of extra insurance in your tires.
Right. And they talk about how the black wings in the Cadillac series has better tires than the normal Cadillacs as well.
Okay.
So it's kind of the same thing. They've upgraded the tire. And it's somewhere on here, I don't remember where it is. No, I guess it's just PS4S. But the construction of the tire is much higher for the ZR1. Somebody put on here that they did BMW Star fronts, Porsche Inno rears, being the best combination of all 5 compounds. I don't know. Talking about mix matching from different manufacturers, because different manufacturers do the same thing. They have tires that are specifically built just for a certain Porsche or a certain BMW, and if you mix them up, then these fronts are the best for this car and those rears are the best. I don't know, something like that. Makes sense, but sounds like a lot of
It's just amazing technology in those tires. It's just amazing.
It is.
It was just over Goodyear's head. I mean, Goodyear was the supplier of tires for Corvette for years, and Jim Murrow, the famous track tester for GM, just said Goodyear just couldn't
keep up.
Couldn't put it up. Couldn't do it. Yeah.
Which is interesting because Goodyear does a lot of race tires. I mean, they're the sponsor of NASCAR.
Yeah.
And they used to sponsor other race cars as well. But now I think Firestone is like Indy and
Firestone is Indy. Yep. IndyCar and
Michelin obviously is Formula One.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
Michelin's killing it.
Michelin is definitely
absolutely killing it.
Yep.
All right, up next we have some kind of boring news, but just figured there's some out there that
there's never boring news for Corvettes. What?
I think maybe less than half of this crowd is going to care about this, but there's some that will, so I wanted to talk about it. You can now go view and download the brand new 2025 Corvette Owner's Manual. So
that's cool.
So yeah, I
mean, you can't build a car, but you can.
I know. You can't get on the configurator and build it yet, but you can look at the owner's manual. The reason why I think this isn't that big of a deal is because how is the owner's manual going to change from 2024 to 2025?
Talk about the care and feeding of the new colors of the paint or something. I don't know. What are they? What would change? Nothing's been added.
Yeah, but
nothing's been added mechanically that has to be explained.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything major that we really need to see. All right. Before we get on to anything else, we were not able. Oh, Keith French just joined.
Yeah.
Welcome, Keith. He's part of the Thumbs Up Squad now.
Okay, so how did he do it? I think he said next.
You got to go to the join button.
Next to the comments, there's a join button or something.
Yeah.
Let's get out of there.
Get out of there.
And see, I'm on there.
Go left
or right.
See, I don't even know how it works.
Maybe you have to go back to your main page or something.
Yeah, I don't know. But there should be a join button right there. Maybe Keith will tell you.
I'll go to Brinkofspeed. Brinkofspeed. Here we go. Subscribed.
Yeah, it's not in there. It's got to be on the video.
Keith French, we can't figure it out. We'll have to put you on the show.
I see it all the time when I get on other channels.
I've
where it says
seen
join,
it. Yeah,
right there.
It says join.
I thought it was next to subscribe.
Member.
Yeah, he's a member.
Or am I a member?
Keith French. See, that's his avatar.
Oh, that's his. Yeah. Avatar. So it'll like show all the members that have joined. Like, so if you've got. Because we got about 800 or 900 people watching now. So if everybody joined, I mean, we'd see all those banners across the top, right?
Right.
800. Yeah. Okay, very good. Yeah.
Okay, so we said we would show you pictures from Carlisle. Last week, my system was all screwed up. Now it's fixed. So we're going to show you some pictures. This is obviously Clarence and I, but it's another good friend of ours. His name is D. He has a channel that's called D's Rides. If you haven't checked it out, you should. He has a brand new C8 Z06. He used to have a beautiful C7 ZR1 ZTK. It was in ceramic matrix gray. I know Jim Lee knows him. There's probably some other people on the channel that know D as well. But we met up with him. That was awesome. He was there. I think it was all day Saturday he was there. This guy, I'm trying to think of his name. I think it was, well, it's right there. Ivan. He was from a Corvette club in Canada. He wanted me to sign his $100 bill, which I had never had before.
And then you asked for it from him.
No.
No.
No, he said he was going to frame it, which, you know, he has a bunch of...
Well, you know, you are a celebrity,
No,
Mike.
anyway.
You are a celebrity in the Corvette world.
He-
People look up to you. You're mentioned on Keith on Keith's blog, Corvette Today. They mention you. It's your...
but
you are a true...
I'm not a celebrity.
You're a true
But anyway.
celebrity in the Corvette world. Chris Favi says mute Mark. Okay, I'll shut up for a little while.
Shut up and join the channel.
Yeah.
Figure out how to join.
So he gave me a really cool challenge coin too. So I have 2 really cool challenge coins.
That's really
now.
cool.
Yeah. So that was that. And then this was the whole
That was
group.
last day, last hours.
Yep. Last day, last hours. That was all of us that hung out.
We were pooped. We were tired.
We
Yeah,
were.
because you can tell because we just put everything away.
Yeah. I thought I had more photos than this, guys. I should have probably gotten some from Mark.
Yeah,
and
I got
Darren,
a bunch. Yep.
But those are the photos that I have. You guys have seen all the videos, so you have plenty of content.
You want to name
from-
name some of those folks that are out there? You said you got Randall's. I see Randall.
Yeah, Randall, Joe Lamb. Clarence's friend. I can't think of his name right
I
now.
want to say Martin, but it's not Martin. It's
He's in the back in the blue.
Yeah.
Jose's in the back with the white shirt. Robert has the cowboy hat on.
You got my friend Alan Sonati
Alan,
that came
yep.
and joined us.
And
Yeah.
then me and Darren.
a cowboy hat or safari hat. I think it was a
Safari
safari
hat.
because he had
Yeah, yeah.
safari pants and safari shoes.
Yeah.
He looked like a tourist.
He did.
Corvette Rom.
It was amazing.
Yep. It's a great time. Great time.
Oh, you guys, I'm telling you, if you've never been to Corvettes of Carlisle and you can make it next year, you got to make it. Oh, there we go. There's another person joined.
People are figuring it out.
Yeah, thank you so much, Andrew. Simple Cooking Made Simple joined as well. He's a Thumbs Up Squad member. Awesome.
Its join button is next, left of the subscribe bell.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Okay, there's the subscribe bell, left of it.
Oh, weren't you?
Maybe, I don't know. That's interesting that it's not showing up on yours. All right. We're going to have Mark be Vanna White for a second.
Okay, what am I showing? A nice light T-shirt, hopefully. What am I showing?
We're going to show a beautiful chrome wheel with a PVD finish from Wheelcraft.
This is the Wheelcraft wheel, yeah.
This is the Wheelcraft wheels. So you guys know that they are a sponsor of the show as well.
Okay, use your back, not your legs.
Use my back, not my legs.
Yes. And they have an absolute beautiful finish. Now, the reason why this company is so great is because their process for chroming the wheel is totally different than everybody else. It comes with a 5-year warranty, and they do a really cool swap out deal. Let's show them in the second camera.
It doesn't work. The battery died.
The
I heard
battery
it click.
died. Oh,
Yeah.
whoops. All right, well, we're showing them in the first camera.
This is a pretty good review. Look at that.
Yeah, that's a good view.
And people should consider you can have your aftermarket wheels done as well.
That's correct.
They'll do any wheel, not just
They'll do any wheel.
Right. Now, the good thing about the Corvette wheels is they swap you out. So there's no turn. I mean, you get a box with your new wheels.
Yep.
Swap them out, put your old ones in, and you're good.
Yeah, and for all of those out there who they don't want to spend the $4,000 to $5,000 on new wheels, I understand there's some out there like that. These are going to cost you less than $2,000, no matter what you're buying.
That's shipping everything.
Yeah, that's shipping everything.
And shipping back of the
Yep.
of your wheel
Yep.
leaders,
Yep.
right? Yeah.
Yep. So they will arrive
extra.
to wherever you want them to arrive to, whether it's your dealership or your favorite place that you get wheels put on. You take your vet there. They take off your old wheels and tires. They mount the tires on these wheels, and then they put your old wheels in those boxes. Those boxes already have shipping labels on them, and you ship it right back out to Wheelcraft, and you're done. And it's a very quick turnaround.
The base wheel look like a fancy custom wheel, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I just never really liked the silver painted wheel, but when it's chromed, it reminds me of my 2016 split fork wheel that I had on my 2016 with the chrome wheel.
Yeah. And so, guys, the website, you're seeing it now on the screen. Go there, check them out. They also do different colors. They also do black chrome finish, which is absolutely gorgeous. But reach out to Ed. He is the owner. He is amazing. I've never heard anything bad said about that guy. Everybody that's dealt with him loves him. Reach out to him. He'll let you know what he can do for you and get your wheels out to you quickly.
You can do it at the museum if you're taking museum delivery. Right. So if you're getting museum delivery, they'll do it before you even pick up your car.
Yeah. He's working with the museum, which shows you what kind of company it is. He's actually working with the National Corvette Museum on the museum deliveries. Yeah,
that is correct. So thank you very much, Mark.
All right.
Andrew just sent me a picture of the join button, but we still don't see it on Mark's phone.
Mark's not allowed to join.
See? Look at that. See. It's right there, next to the bell.
Next to the bell.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing it either, though.
So. Darren doesn't see it either. We are not.
I don't know.
Preferred members of YouTube. I think that guy that wanted me muted me.
Oh my gosh.
I can't do it.
All right, guys. One more thing, and then we'll get to the main subject. The Pittsburgh Vintage Grand Prix Association Z06 ends in 13 days. This thing is absolutely beautiful. It's a red mist convertible Z06 with the Z07 package plus $30,000. It has the painted carbon flash nacelles and roof, and it has the black and natural interior, black wheels, just a perfect looking spec. If you have not ever seen these, because you're a Brinkofspeed watcher right now till the giveaway ends, which is on September 30th, you will get double entries. Just click on one of these, and you'll see my Brink 2X is already in there for you. Enter all of your information here. Click continue. You'll enter your credit card information, buy the tickets, and you're all entered to win. And I have a lot of people that ask me, guys, is this really for real? Do people really win on these giveaways? Well, the answer is yes. You can actually go back to the old giveaways that I have shown in the past, and they show a confetti thing go off right when you enter it, and they show the winner's name, so you see who exactly won. And then on top of that,
just ask Butch. He just commented.
Just ask Butch.
We've got somebody in our chat that won it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Butch Winslow.
That's right.
My tickets. There he is.
So
I hate him. He won the Z06.
Mark's such a hater. Anyway, to me, it's a no-brainer to throw $25 at it or more. Just to see if you win, because you can't win if you don't try.
If you're not in it, you can't win it.
Yeah, if you're not in it, you can't win it. All right, so let's go ahead and get to the main subject, which is if this thing that we're seeing out on the Nurburgring is in fact the Zora. My first question to everybody out there is, what do you see when you look at that car? And let me just pull up the article. I thought I had it already pulled up, but I'll pull it up real quick here on Corvette Blogger. And I want to know what's the first thought that goes through your mind when you see these pictures? If Corvette Blogger will load. Which, by the way, have you seen if he's on?
Is Keith on? I didn't see Keith on. What does his thing show up as?
I'm trying to think of what it's called.
Yeah, it comes up. But yeah, no, I don't see him. Corvette Rob's on.
Oh, yeah.
Corvette Rob.
Okay, here we go. Let's put these pictures up, or at least one of them. Let's see. I'll just do this one.
So what do you got?
That's not a great picture because it's really far away. I thought there was closer up pictures. On the mid-engine Corvette forum there are. I could just go to that. Let me just go to that real quick.
And when you're going to that, it's got a closer view of the front end, right? Yeah. What you're thinking about?
Well, it's got a closer view of the whole thing. But for those of you who have already seen all these pictures, what's the first thing that pops in your head when you see that car?
Hey, Daryl.
Anything for you? Anything for you? Now all of a sudden the internet's not loading.
The internet's not loading.
At least my stream is still going.
Show me the pictures, because I mean, obviously, I'm thinking of what everybody else said. I mean, the front end of the car shows that vertical.
Oh yeah, I'm not
radiator. I'm not talking about that. All right.
No. Sorry, the internet's being slow for some reason. I even closed all the other windows thinking that would speed it up. It's up now, but I'm way past that. That's what's interesting. It's a big lag right now, which I don't get. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, Professor Corvette said the same thing, that vertical radiator. But
okay,
Mike's, I think, a little ahead of that. He's got some other thoughts on.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just use this picture.
Lego says it looks no different than a ZR1.
The first thing that comes to mind is exactly right.
That boy, Lego.
Lego, you hit the nail right on the head.
So
that's
guys,
the problem. It doesn't look any different.
This is my opinion and my opinion only.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Yeah. Why would GM build a car and call it the Zora? And I'm not saying this is the Zora. This is what everybody else is saying. Motor One, all the sites are saying this is Zora. We know for a fact it's Zora.
Yeah.
But why would GM build a car that's called Zora with 1,200 plus horsepower and make it look exactly like the ZR1 except for one thing, and that is no split window? It's missing the split window.
Really? And yeah,
there's no split window. Every one of the test wheels.
Is it just going to have a Zora lettering on the side, and that's going to be it? I mean, for paying all that money, you think you'd want that to be something different?
You might not even get another shirt.
I just keep this shirt. I don't need a Zora if it's not going to be different.
But look, they may change all this stuff.
You are correct.
They could just be focused on just the engine and transmission.
Under the camouflage, I mean, you don't see nothing. There's nothing reported different.
Now, let me address something that I knew would come up, and it did come up. Porsches look the same. Yes. Well, all cars look the same. In fact, to the average person that just knows, oh, that's a cool-looking car, if you showed them every style of Bugatti, they wouldn't tell you, oh, that's a Chiron, that's a, Veyron, that's a whatever. They would just say, those are all Bugattis. If you showed them every style, like a Huracan and a Aventador, they would say, yeah, those are Lambos. Same with Ferraris. Same with Porsche. So there is that point. But when you take a look at a bare bones 911, and then you look at a GT3, there's quite a bit of difference. And then you look at a GT3 RS, there's even more difference. And you look at a GT2 RS, those obviously look pretty much the same, GT3 and GT2 RSs. Same with the Aventador and the Huracan. When you look at a normal Huracan, and then you go to an Evo, and then you go to a Performante, and then you go to an STO.
Big difference in looks, you're saying?
Huge.
Yeah.
Especially Performante, STO. Aventador, same thing. As you work your way up, the SVJ, being the top model, is crazy different than just a normal Aventador.
Yep.
There's active aero, there's bigger aero, there's all sorts of stuff going on with that SVJ. And same with the Veyron as opposed to a Chiron. All these cars get way bigger pieces of aero on them, venting, you name it. It comes with more things because of it being a higher price car and more power and whatever.
Professor Corvette says the Zora differences are camouflaged. They must really camouflage it, because literally it looks like the ZR1 camouflage.
Maybe the whole body's carbon fiber.
But if like it looks carbon fiber or painted carbon fiber, like
no.
Because you got the rocker panels are carbon fiber, but then they spray them with the carbon flash paint.
Yeah, but no, I think what he's saying is
the whole car would be carbon.
Yeah, maybe they're saving a ton of weight by doing carbon fiber, and that would be amazing. But I still think they need to change things up. And I told them this at dinner tonight. If they just did 4 things, 4 things.
He's got 4 good things. When he mentioned him, I was like, wow. Yeah, that's...
Number 1, make it have a larger front splitter than the Z06. Even the ZR1, they need to do this with.
Does it look like it's pretty much the same splitter?
It's the exact same. It's the exact same. We all have the front splitter of a... The ZR1 has the E-Ray and Z06 front splitter.
But with that being said, to be fair, they have said even with the ZR1 that that's not the car that's going to be released, that there's still things they're working on it.
Yeah.
So maybe there will be a bigger splitter.
Maybe.
I mean, that would be super easy to throw that on there.
That's true.
Just saying.
Maybe.
No, I agree with you. So that's number 1.
Number 1.
Number 2, give it wider front fenders. I think I talked about this a couple weeks ago. Doug Hooks was very keen on this when we talked about it because he owns one. But in the C7 lineup, the Stingray, Z06, and Grand Sport all had the same front as far as width goes. The Z06 and Grand Sport had a wider rear end, but the same front end. But the ZR1 got a wider front end as well.
Really?
So it was wider in front and in rear. The C8 ZR1 is the same width as the Z06 and the E-Ray. The way they could easily fix that and not have to do much work is put the front fenders with the little gills on it from the the C8R race car. Use those front fenders on the Zora, at least. If they're not going to do it on the ZR1.
You don't happen to have a picture of that.
Do it on the Zora.
One of those C8R race cars with a different front fender. I didn't realize the front fender was...
it's totally different.
Yeah. I mean, it's got all the paint scheme, so it kind of makes it difficult to...
Yeah, let's get a real good side picture of it and pull that up.
Front side picture.
There we go. This will, if I can get the full screen. Oh, don't tell me this is going to be a crappy picture. I would click on the one that's low quality, of course.
Did you click on images? Click on images.
Yeah, I'm going to click on images. Here we go. This should...
Or even...
Yeah, this should do it.
Yeah.
This is a high-res pic.
If you do... Yeah.
Let me see if this pulls up good. Yeah, this pulls up good. Okay.
So what are you talking about on the fenders there?
See this right here? And I'll show it on the screen.
It's like the Porsche GT3 RS.
So...
Oh, yeah.
That right there, and maybe they'll show a different view. So see how it's...
Yeah.
See that?
There you go.
How it's open there?
The Porsche GT3 RS has that, right? Going on?
So why wouldn't they do something like this on the Zora, at least? If they're not going to give it to us on a ZR1,
well, you might as well stay there for one of your other points.
I'm going to. Also, number 3 is side rockers. Right now, the E-Ray, the ZR1, and the Z06 all have the exact same side rockers.
Is it really
case in point?
Exactly. Now, why don't they do for the Zora?
Thing. A splitter and a side rocker is easy engineering.
Give us a huge side rocker like what's on this C8R.
Call up Joseph at ACS. He'll whip one up for him. He'll make one for him.
And last but not least, number 4 is a bigger rear diffuser. If they did those 4 things, the Zora would be a showstopper because it would look like the ZR1 with those 4 added things. It wouldn't cost GM an arm and a leg to do that, I don't think. I think those are all simple fixes for very little money. And all of a sudden we would have a Corvette that looked like it should cost $500,000 just with those 4 added things.
Well, you know what you could do? You know, I don't have time to... The Label Motorsports, look at his wide body kit he did some cool stuff.
Yes.
When you see his design cues, you're like, that's awesome.
Exactly.
John Q, you say your
looks
Z06
like $1 million
doesn't fit on your what 4-post lift do you have? And do you mean you have to get it on the 4-post lift, you have to flip your mirrors in?
I think they started one.
Or,
if you
I mean, it's got to fit, right? It just doesn't fit with the mirrors out. But that's a good point. I mean, I even said that to Mike at dinner. I was like, my God, how wide can they make these cars? I align my C3 up to my C8. I can get my C3 drive right up on my 4-post lift, man. When I'm driving that C8 under the 4-post lift, I'm sweating bullets because I'm trying to get it to clear the little bump, and then making sure my mirrors are like an inch or two from the side posts. So maybe you're right.
No, that's not it.
That's just I rarely put my C8 on the lift because I'm just nervous about getting it up there.
I know I saw it though.
It's in the YouTube video. You'd have to go and For anyone that go to Label Motorsports YouTube page, you can see what he did.
But guys, what do you think about what I'm saying? Like,
a lot of people are saying the Zora is just going to be an upgrade package to the ZR1. It's not going to be a separate model.
Where did you hear that rumor?
A lot of people are saying that. Maybe people are just repeating it because they heard it from somebody else. But
I haven't seen that in any of the articles that I've read.
They haven't done that.
That wouldn't make any sense. That's almost like saying Corvette's going to be its own brand to me. Saying that you could just check a box when you're building your ZR1 and make it into a Zora.
A Z51, it would be a Zora.
Yeah, but...
And how would they give allocation? I don't know.
Yeah, that would be...
It'd be constraints. Like constraints. We can only make, 10 Zoras this time.
I mean, it could be. I'm not saying it's not. And I agree, Professor Corvette. I agree that the active aero would be very, very smart of them to do. At least the rear spoiler. Or the rear wing, make it active, but they could do much more than that. But there's rumors out there that we're getting something totally different. We're getting,
thanks, B.
Like we talked about before, the LT6 with all-wheel drive. But I guess we'll see.
Bill Miller says the Zora will probably be $250K. Well, if you want to look at a really good video, look at his video. Look at Mike's video he put out last week about how he came to figure out.
He's talking about ZR1. He's talking about Zora.
Well, right, but everybody, I mean...
That's true. Maybe you're right.
It could be.
But Zora, if it really is just a ZR1 with the front motors, it's not $250K.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
And if that's the case, they're making 3,000 of them a year.
Right. Or less.
No, meaning it's a lot easier for them to make that car without...
Oh, yeah.
So they will crank them out.
Oh, yeah.
But
I see what you're saying.
All the rumors have been that it's going to be a very exclusive car. But you never know.
I mean, that's... Everybody remembers the second version of the ZR1, the 90 to 95. A lot of people didn't like the fact that they were paying $60,000, double the price of the car. Went from $33,000 to $63,000. The ZR1 package was $30,000, and most people were a little bummed that the back end you really had to look to see if it was different. It was very difficult to discern the difference, and you're like driving this supercar supposedly, and then it just doesn't look that much different. So you're right, the Zora should have some type of, because it's going to be the swan song of the C8, right?
It's supposed to be, if the rumors are correct.
Yeah.
And to me, it just blows my mind that they wouldn't go for style. Mm-hmm.
Just
like outrageous
we just style,
about. Just outrageous style, which, again, wouldn't even cost them that much more than the ZR1 costs to build. But go with the crazy style, set themselves apart from just basically copying and pasting like they did with the Z06 E-Ray. Now, the ZR1 does have a couple of different new things on it, which make it set it apart from the Z06. And I think anybody that knows Corvettes, when they walk up on
see it.
C8 Stingray, Z06 E-Ray, and ZR1, they're going to know that the ZR1 is way different than those other cars, just based off of that front hood scoop, alone. Especially if it's a ZTK with the massive wing, but.
Yeah.
But
Professor
the Zora
Corvette
should make... Seriously, the Zora, when people walk up to it, they should literally go, this can't be a Corvette. There's no way this is a Corvette. That's what people should say about the Zora, in my opinion.
Lamborghini doors, too.
Good luck with that. And Zora only colors, of course. Yeah, that would be amazing.
Paint to match.
Doug Hook says, but ZR1 is 400 more horsepower. I agree, but that, in my opinion, is also kind of a mistake.
They went too high on the...
They went too high. I mean, people were going to be thrilled.
Can you believe that we're talking about it's going too high? Is that amazing?
Well,
it's crazy that we even say that.
We talked about this at dinner. people were already going to be blown away and thrilled if it had 850 horsepower. So why not make it look phenomenal with 850 horsepower or 900, whatever. Also a little more functional with all-wheel drive for the ZR1. They could have made a ZR1 and a Zora with all-wheel drive, but that's just my opinion. The 400 horsepower is definitely going to be cool, but I made videos back when I had a C7 Z06 saying you can't use all this power and most people shouldn't buy this car. And it had 400 less horsepower than the new ZR1. So I'm going to be making even more videos saying you're insane if you think you can use the power in this new ZR1 because you can't.
You have to be on a track. There's no way.
Yeah. And there's probably going to be a lot of wrecks with people that buy that car that have no idea what they're getting into. And probably the number one wreck that's going to happen is they don't know how fast that they go between where they are on the highway and the car in front of them.
Right.
They don't understand that. They're used to a
feet
normal
that you cover in that speed.
Exactly. And they're going to be running into the back of people because they're going to go, oh, he's way ahead of me. I can get on
punch it. Boom, 170.
Yeah, they get on it and immediately they're in the rear end of a car, which is going to be very sad because at that speed, there's going to be a lot of fatalities probably.
And God forbid you try to get a part for that car. I was talking to Darren before when you were out setting up, and we were talking. I got a call from my friend insurance agent who had a guy that totaled his didn't total it, but smashed his Z06. In fact, we showed pictures of it probably 4 or 5 months ago. Yeah. The car is still sitting at the dealership lot, not done, not touched.
What's your friend doing?
The friend is not, or Chevy doesn't have the parts. Chevy can't get the parts for it. So this car is sitting at a dealership that is verified a Z06 dealer that fixes these cars. How long ago was that?
That
was way longer. That was
October,
a year,
November.
Probably.
Yeah. So the car, the customer is sitting with a car at this Chevrolet dealership in Ohio that can't fix the car. The insurance company saying, well, we'll pay to fix it, get the parts. They can't get the parts. They're looking at the car saying, even if we got the parts, how are we going to fix this? The insurance company did not want to total it out because of the cost of the car. So finally, you heard it, and finally, just last week, they got the car totaled out. They couldn't get the parts. They were going to try to trailer the car to another dealership that said that they could possibly fix it, but they still can't get the parts.
Meanwhile, he hasn't been able to enjoy.
It's been a year since he's not had this car, or however long it's been. Yeah. We showed pictures of it.
Oh, yeah.
There was a 2x4 joist still in the front of this car. Anyway, they finally made the decision to total it, and he got his money to get this car. But can you imagine if you wreck or damage a ZR1 or a Zora, and you still can't get parts for a Z06 right now? Wow. I couldn't believe it. I thought that story was old, and then he just was telling us today that it finally got resolved last week. He got his check, so crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're right. The speed on that car, 1,064 horsepower on a rear-wheel drive car. Of course,
I don't even know if I'm going to be able to afford the insurance to buy the car, even with NCM insurance. Well, that insurance is going to be crazy. Because it's twin turbo. That's the biggest reason. And because of 1,064 horsepower.
Yep.
And it's not all-wheel drive. So they're going to factor all of those things in and say, this car is super dangerous.
It's going to be like when the Dodge Demon, because I had one when it came out. They couldn't even rate it on the scale because the Dodge Viper was like the highest level.
Yeah.
They put it like 3 levels ahead of that because we don't even know. Because that time it was 800 horsepower, 840 horsepower. And they're like, people are going to just...
So was your insurance crazy? I mean, that was back in the day when insurance wasn't as bad.
It was 2x what it was on my Z06. So Z06 was 105, 110 a month. That was like, actually like 230, 240. And that was like a low mileage policy. So yeah, it was
up there.
It was 2x. So you should just factor that. It's going to be 2x. 2x is Z06.
I mean.
Or more, because that was 840 horsepower, let alone almost 1,100.
Davius King says it took 2 months for a left headlight. Of course, Bill Miller does have a point. It's not horsepower that never kills. Stupidity kills. But Mike's saying stupid people are going to be driving this car.
Well, the horsepower gives you puts you in that situation.
Yeah. So it's tough.
All right, should we give something away, guys? I hope you enjoyed that talk, by the way.
Yeah.
We have a really cool question from Professor Corvette.
Professor Corvette gave us this question.
You guys, you're going to love this question. Stay around, because whoever gets this right without looking it up, I know everybody's going to look it up. But
They can't look it up. This is ungoogleable.
No, it's Googleable.
I think it's Googleable.
It's not Googleable.
Actually, I didn't even check.
Everybody turn your Wi-Fi off. You have to you have to do from memory on this one, okay?
All right, here we go.
What model year was the first hardtop convertible built at Bowling Green? First year of the first hardtop convertible.
And you can't, well, no, I'm not even going to say that.
No, don't say anything.
Yeah, I'm not going to say
Just
anything.
that's the question.
Yeah.
We got Wendy'd last week. You mentioned that other place, and then he guessed on Wendy's. I know
Yeah,
he
I'm
guessed.
gonna leave it.
Yeah, I was going to say
Question.
something because
No, don't say anything.
we won't
What
say
was the
anything. We'll leave the
first
discussion.
model year
Professor,
hardtop convertible built at Bowling Green?
General Lee says he wants my BOS car.
no, you can't give that away.
No, that's it's
I still have my
priceless.
Captain America.
Of course you
car,
do. Yeah.
You should put that over. Bring that next time. We'll have
I
them both together.
Now there's answers flying
But then,
in.
did you say year? What was the?
Yeah,
was
what
it?
year?
Just year.
Yep.
Just the year.
Was the first hard top convertible out of Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Yep.
Well, I have
That's
to tell
it.
them that.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yep. So what are we seeing so far?
We got a winner, and of course, guess who it is?
No.
Yes,
Don't say
yes.
Supercar Ranch.
That's who it is.
I hate you, Supercar Ranch. No, we like you. We like you. It's
No,
cool to
he
meet
won.
you.
Fair and square. It's 2005 or 2004, I mean, and it is not what you guys think. It's not a Corvette.
It's not a Corvette.
Supercar Ranch, tell us what it is.
Go ahead, Supercar Ranch, since you're such a smarty.
Yeah, let us know.
That he got in there. XLR.
There you go.
XLR.
It's a Cadillac XLR.
was built at
So
the
that was a
Bowling Green
really,
plant.
really good question for Professor Corvette to send me.
How did Supercar Ranch? So Supercar Ranch, what was your secret? Where did you find that answer?
Where do you think he found it?
Well, I just wanted to know, did he go to Google? Did he just chat GPT it? Where did you get it from? Supercar Ranch. Tell us. Because you didn't immediately answer, so we know you were typing away on something.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't between your 2 ears, Supercar Ranch, because you took some time. If it was between your 2 ears, you would have come up right with it.
We met him down in Austin.
He was a good guy.
He's awesome.
Yeah, Supercar Ranch is a good guy, very knowledgeable. Yep, nice guy.
All right, well.
Okay, between his 2 ears. So
That was fun.
But Professor Corvette says I have an 05 XLR.
Does he?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you can
Professor
get it in
Corvette.
05 too, but
No, he has one. He
Right.
owns one.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
They're
yeah.
cool cars. I like them.
Yeah.
It's about the C5 platform,
it's a
right?
Corvette.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Bill
It's a
Miller
Cadillac
reminded us it was built side by side lines as
And
a
if you
Corvette
get the
Cadillac
V,
SLR.
Oh yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, the V XLR.
Yeah. Well, cool. That's going to wrap it up for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you to everyone who was on the live, and thank you to all the people that joined as Thumbs Up Squad. I'm going to have to get into this a little deeper and make some other cool things that you guys can use the join button for. One of the other things that we can do with it is we can just go live with people that have hit that join button. So if we have enough of us that do that, then we could do that type of thing.
Or maybe you could actually have it show up on Darren and mine's phone.
Right,
'Cause
exactly.
It's not showing up on our phone.
But there's definitely. Have you updated your YouTube app lately?
What do you mean updated? How do you update it? You just delete
Maybe
it?
that's why.
Delete
Mine's
it,
the same way. I don't know. Mine's
delete it and upload
No,
it
no,
again?
no. I'll show you.
Okay.
So yeah, thank you to everybody that joined. If you have not been on a Octane Hour before, we do it every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Hit the thumbs up button one more time. Hit the subscribe
I'll hit
button.
my thumbs up.
And we'll see you guys on the next Octane Hour.